I would also have to do as well. All right. So yeah, so there's something I would have to do, and there's something you'd have to do as well. Now, what do I have to do? Of course, I have to go ahead to tell us the story, to tell us my findings, the research I carried out. But most importantly, what would you have to do? You would have to communicate. Now, what do I mean communication? If you've ever been in any one of my sessions, you probably have an idea what I mean by communication. Because I don't go with the standard definition, the Oxford definition of communication. Okay, I have my own definition. And what is communication? Communication is I speak, you speak, we all speak. I'll repeat that. Okay, so what is communication? Communication is I speak, you speak, and we all speak. But yeah, everyone cannot unmute because we don't want to have a ruckus. We don't want to have a rowdy environment where everyone is on mute and everyone is speaking. But then we are still going to communicate. And how would that be the case? We're going to use another medium of communication. And in this case, that is going to be the chat box. The chat box. So when I ask a question, I want you to respond using the chat box. When I ask for your feedback, I want you to reply using the chat box. When I ask if you're following my story, I want you to reply using the chat box. Okay? So we'll test things out. We'll test things out to know if we are really going to communicate. Okay? So I want you to send "I'm ready" to the chat box if you know you're ready. If you know you're ready to get into the session, you're ready to get to listen to the story, to understand, okay, of course, what the story is about, get to take a look at the projections for the year 2025. I want you to send "I am ready" to the chat box. So I need responses. I need responses. It's very, very important. Okay, very, very important that we respond. Hello, Bola, are you ready? Oh, fantastic. So we have 917-1196. I'm ready. Okay, so 917-119. That's a very unique name, I must say. I think that's the first time I'm coming across a name that is a bunch of numbers, but that's great. So someone says I'm ready as well. Pamela says I am ready for tonight. Fatima is ready as well, and Oluwafemi is also ready. Fantastic. Bola, what about you? Is Bola ready? Cyril, are you ready? Okay. So Pumping is ready. Pumping is ready as well. Slimzy. El Slimzy is ready. Okay, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So yes, I'm ready as well too. I'm going to be the storyteller today. I'm going to be the storyteller. Maybe just for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes, I could go with Grandpa. All right. If you call me Grandpa, I might not be mad. Okay, so I'm just gonna, because of course, grandpas and grandmas usually tell tales by moonlight. So that's the role I'm gonna be taking right now. Anyways, that being said, moving into what we have for today. Okay, moving into what we have for today. So I'm just gonna pull up my screen real quick. I can see that Florence is already taking advantage of that. That's great. So Florence is already taking advantage of that and going ahead to say grandpa. Okay, no problem, Florence. That's fine. So yeah, today we're gonna go ahead. We'll take a look at the jobs I analyzed because I went ahead to analyze over 1,000 data analyst and business analyst jobs on LinkedIn. All right. Note, I use just a specific job board. So just LinkedIn. LinkedIn was my main focus for this research. So that's with the data you see, that's coming from LinkedIn. Okay. And so you get to also see what you need to have a job in 2025, what you need to get a job in 2025, what you need to know. The section will be split into different sections. The first being that we'll take a look at my findings from analyzing 1,000 jobs on LinkedIn. And we're going to focus on two major sections. That's the data analyst and the business analyst. Those are the two major sections that we would focus on. And then we move into understanding the technical and employability skills for you to get a job. And also our upcoming cohorts that start on February 8, 2025. Yeah. I know you might be wondering, but there's no story in here. Where is that going to come in? Don't worry. Just stay with me. And about 10 analytics. For those of us new, probably this is the first time you're attending any any one of our sessions, either the tech series or the masterclass. Okay, you might be wondering, what is Analytics? What is Analytics about? Analytics is a leading ed tech company, and what we do is we are focused on providing training in technology skills, helping you achieve your goals. I love to say that Analytics, we are Santa Claus, or as they say, yeah, Santa Claus. All right, so we are Santa Claus. You know what Santa Claus? Santa Claus gives presents to children, making their dreams come true. So that's what we do. But we do that for you. We give you presents, helping you achieve your goals, helping you transition into the career of your dreams. And we've been able to help over 2,500 people make this switch, and you can be a part of that as well. We have programs ranging from data analytics to business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, AI engineering, cybersecurity, and of course, Scrum, which is the Agile project management. All of those programs that we have with facilitators from the Fortune 500 companies ready to give you what you need for you to be able to transition and get that job. That is what we do. But what about me? What about Grandpa? Yeah, today, like I said, it will be fine just for today anyways, just for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes each. It will be fine if I'm referred to as Grandpa, since I'm going to be telling you a story, okay? But anyways, I'm Aisha Agbolaho, as you can see from the name tag at the bottom left, and I'm the lead in charge of training and operations at Analytics. I have experience, about half a decade experience in data analytics, business analysis, power platform engineering, predictive AI engineering as well. And I've worked with organizations from the US, UK, Singapore, Canada, and of course, Nigeria, having trained over 2,500 professionals across 4 continents, or Grandpa, just for today, always. Yeah, I think I'm a stylish grandpa. At least I don't have white hair yet, but okay. Yeah, but moving into our story, I'm gonna tell the story. It's Tales by Moonlight today. All right. And for most of us on the call, we probably know Tales by Moonlight. So I'm gonna start. We know how story starts. I'm sure we all know. We know the way stories start. And I would want you guys to reply. Remember, it's all about communication. That is what we are doing today. Everything we're doing today is all about what? Communication. So, story. I need a reply. Okay, I need a reply on the chat box. Okay, send the reply to the chat box. You know the reply. I don't need to tell you. So, story. What's the reply? Or are we shy? Oh, we don't know what's with. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Fatima. Story. Thank you very much, Fatima. Dupe says story. Fantastic. Oluwaseun says story. Pumping says story. Story. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Time. Once upon a time. There was a man called. Yeah, but story. Once upon a time. Now, in our story for today, there was a man called Caleb. All right, we had a man called Caleb. Caleb was a fantastic guy. Was nice, fine, all of those specs, the full package, 10 over 10, all of those kind of things, and it's looking very nice and sweet, all those kind of stuff. So Caleb was a fantastic guy. Okay, but Caleb had big dreams. When it was on December 2024, 31st of December 2024, Caleb went ahead to have his New Year resolutions or his New Year plans. Some persons say resolutions, persons say, oh, I don't like resolutions, I don't want to have resolutions, but everyone has some sort of plan or the other. So Caleb had big dreams for the year 2025. Caleb had lots and lots and lots of plans. Caleb wanted to transition from what he was doing at the moment to something better. He was looking to switch to a new career. Before I continue my story, My colleague is going to be sending the attendance form to the chat box from time to time. Please ensure you fill the form so you get access to the materials I'm going to work with, so you get access to this story. So maybe later on, for those of us that have kids, you could use the story as a bedtime story, okay, for your kids. So maybe you need access to the slides, to the entire story and all of that. For you to get access to the slides, please ensure you fill the form. Very, very important. So you get access to the slides, the recordings, and everything we're going to be doing today. Back to the story. So Caleb had big dreams for 2025. Caleb was ready to make that switch to a new career. It's January. Caleb is about to make that switch. But Caleb is a bit confused. Caleb doesn't know what should I go for. What are the projections like for the year 2025? Should I move to the left or should I move to the right? I hope I'm not going to end up doing something that I would later regret. Because when you are looking to make a transition, yes, it might be different from your norm, from your normal. Caleb wanted to be sure before he eventually made that switch. But he wasn't sure what career to get into, like I said. Caleb was like, okay, I have everything I need, but I don't have everything I want yet. I want to have a career that I have good work-life balance. I want to have a career that I know I'm making the Benjamins, I'm making good money. That I'm not only just able to cater for my needs, but that I can also get my wants. Because Caleb, like most of us, like me, for instance, we believe that in life, it's not just about being able to cater for your needs. I think your needs are equally as important as your wants. Caleb wanted to transition into tech. But in tech, there are so many areas. There are so many things you can do in tech. Which is the right path? Which should it go with? Should I continue my story? Should I continue my story? Are we enjoying the story so far? I believe I'm a good storyteller. Okay. All right. Fantastic. So thank you, Fatima. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Adesola. All right. So now Caleb went to the village to ask for advice. Okay. Caleb went to the village to ask for advice because Caleb was told that if you don't know what to do, right? You want to make a switch to a new career and you don't know what to do. There's this lady in the village. You know, in these stories, there's always an old woman. If you were told a story, a tales by moonlight, back in the days, I don't think those. Now we are all modern, so things like that have taken a back seat. Okay, but if you were told a story and there was no old woman in the story, that story was not complete. There needs to be an old woman. It's very, very important. There has to be an old woman in the story. An old woman always depicts what? Wisdom. So Caleb was told, okay, you know what? There's this old woman in the village that you can go ask for advice, and she will guide you on what you need to do. She has special powers, let's say. So Caleb went to meet the lady, went to meet the woman in the village, and told the woman, this is my problem. This is what I have. I don't know what to do. Should I move to the left or should I move to the right? And then the old woman went ahead to consult. What do you think the old woman is going to go consult? She's going to go consult to know which is the right path for Caleb. You know, when Caleb came, she told Caleb, Tohib says, I can't hear you. So Tohib, on your screen, you should see you should see click to join audio. All right, something like a headset icon. So click on that and you'll be able to join audio. All right. So guys, I'm asking the question. The old lady now is gonna go consult. She wants to go consult something to know if Caleb to know the right path for Caleb to choose. So what do we think the old lady wants to go consult? What do we think? What's consultation? What do we think she's about to do? What do we think she's about to do? What does she want to go consult? Responses, responses. I need responses, okay? I need responses. What do we think? What do we think? What's typical in each and every one of these stories? Our Felicia says the oracle. Daniel says the gods. The old lady wants to go consult the gods. The seer. So Taiwo says the old lady wants to go consult the seer. And DK says the oracle. Okay, so the old lady wants to go consult and know if Caleb should move to the left. What should Caleb do? Because Caleb is confused at the moment. Caleb told her, "This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. But what should I do? How should I go about all of this?" Someone said VAR, so that's a very funny one. All right. So yeah, so she went to consult. And what did she go consult? She went to consult the oracle, like we said. She went to consult the oracle, and in this case, what was the oracle? She went into she went into our archive. So you can see she has a nice computer setup. So many of us, we don't even have this kind of setup. Even some companies don't even have this. Some organizations don't even have this. Okay, let me get my pen. Points. So some organizations don't even have this, but this lady, so she has something like this. It's all in this hot. So she went to take a look at her archives to scrape the web and find out which roles had more opportunities. So she went to do her research. She went to scrape. She scraped LinkedIn, analyzed LinkedIn and find out what does the data say. Because currently, data is what speaks. Yeah, before you could go consult the oracle or whatever, but right now, data is what speaks. Because that's why people even say that if we have data, let's look at data. And if all we have are opinions, then let's go with mine. So she went ahead to consult the archives, to scrape the web, and find out which roles had more opportunities. And what did she discover? She came across two different roles. Because earlier, she had asked Caleb, what would you like to do? What do you see yourself doing? Is there something that interests you? Unfortunately, Caleb had mentioned that, yeah, I've been hearing people talk about data analytics, and I've been hearing people talk about business analysis. I hear that they are both amazing career paths, but I really don't know which of them to go with. And so the old lady, when she went to her archives, she pulled out a record, she went to her web script, she was coding, doing all of the research, all of those kind of things, and then she was able to get access to the data, came across the data that showed the trends for the data analyst and business analyst roles. And what did she find out? In 3 days of analysis, so she analyzed the jobs uploaded on LinkedIn for the past 3 days. And what did she find out? She found out that on LinkedIn alone, remember, this is just LinkedIn, that we had over 300 jobs uploaded for data analytics and business analysis per day. Amazing. She found that on the 19th of January, that's 3 days ago, all right? 3 days ago, there were about 259 roles, jobs for data analytics that were uploaded on LinkedIn just 3 days ago, and we had 500 roles. And then 2 days ago, we had a spike for data analytics. Now, what this shows is that there are so many, there's a robust hiring activity for the two roles. Because then, if Caleb does decide to go ahead to start applying for jobs, there will be lots and lots of jobs for Caleb to apply to. Because we all know that the more you apply to jobs, the better your chances of you eventually getting the job. And since per day, you get nothing less than 200 roles uploaded on just one job site, LinkedIn, all right, on just one job site. Just give me a moment. Okay, on just one job site, LinkedIn, all right, that there are lots and lots of opportunities. So Caleb would have lots, it would be able to swim in the entire sea because factually, it's not really possible for you to apply to more than 100 jobs per day when you want to properly apply. That's crafting your CV for a job description, all of those kind of things. So there are a whole lot of jobs where you see things like this was uploaded 2 seconds ago, 2 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago, for you to see the frequency at which jobs are being created for those two roles. That is this person she discovered. That, okay, we can see a trend for more data analyst roles than business analyst roles, but they are both equally in high demand. Because at the end of the day, the fact that data analytics is higher than business analysis does not mean business analysis is not in high demand. When you take a look at the numbers. That was the first thing she discovered. Then she went ahead to take a look at then she went ahead, all right? She went ahead to take a look at, sorry, I'm sorry about that. So she went ahead, just give me a moment. I think I'm having some technical glitches. Just give me a moment, please. Okay, just trying to fix this up. Okay, yeah. So apologies about that, everyone. So we continue with her story. So when she went ahead, she did her first research, and she found that there are so many roles available for what? The data analyst and the business analyst. That's number one. Taking a look at the figures from what she scraped for just what? For 3 days. And then she went ahead to take to carry out a second research. We showed the rate at which jobs were uploaded in the US, Canada, and the UK. Because these were the three countries that Caleb was really interested in. So she focused on these three areas. And what did she find out? Easy. She found that in Canada, we had about in 3 days, all right? So this analysis was for 3 days. She took a look at 3 days worth of data. That's the jobs that have been uploaded for the past 3 days. And she noticed that in Canada, for instance, we had 205 jobs, 205 business analyst roles uploaded in Canada on LinkedIn alone. Remember, this is just one job board. And 96 data analyst roles. In the UK, it was 272 and what 431. And in the US, it was 1,254 to 1,293 rows. Are we enjoying the story so far? It seems this old lady is a genius. She was able to do things like this. How did she even find this out? And people say she's old, whereas she has lots and lots of knowledge, being able to use computers to, scrape the web. Okay, amazing things, amazing things. Yeah. So fantastic. So I'm glad that we're following. So that's the situation. So from this, we can obviously see that there are more roles in the UK, in the US, and this is a no disclaimer. This not. I think this I'll say it's a no disclaimer because everyone knows that in the US you have more jobs, especially more tech jobs, because then we have more tech companies, we have more startups in the US, all of those kind of stuff, right? So yeah. So that's the situation. So in the US, there are lots and lots of roles. But then again, in the UK and in Canada, does that mean that there are not enough roles? No, there are enough roles. It's just like using this analogy. Let's say that you have, let's say you have, oh, fantastic. We have, let's say we have Elon, right? We have Elon Musk, the richest man at the moment, okay? And then we have Mark, that's Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Meta, right? We have these two men. Are they rich? Are they wealthy? The answer is yes. All right. Is Elon more wealthy than is Elon wealthier than Mark? What's the answer? Yes. Am I right? According to the figures we see out there, Elon is wealthier than Mark, right? Am I correct or am I wrong? Elon is wealthier than Mark. That is true. But does that mean that Mark is not wealthy? Does that mean Mark is not worthy? It's a question, so it's not rhetorical. Okay, thank you very much, Oluwayomi. So no, that does not mean Mark is not wealthy. So while Elon will is okay, Elon is has more money, as they say, than what? Than Mark. Does that mean Mark does not have money? No, that is not the case. That is the same situation right now, where the United States has more jobs when you're taking a look at data analyst and business analyst positions than the UK and Canada. But that does not mean that Canada and the UK do not have a lot of jobs as well. Because in Canada, in just 3 days, we had over 200 jobs uploaded for business analysts in just on LinkedIn alone in just 3 days. That's a whole lot. There's nothing you can tell me. That's a whole lot of jobs. And then 96 for data analytics. And in the UK, we had over 400 roles for data analysts, and then over 200 uploaded for business analysts in the UK in just how many days? In just 3 days. So the demand is extremely high across all three countries. That is what she noticed. And she went back out there to tell all of this to Caleb. She told Caleb, so Caleb, this is what I noticed. This is what the oracle showed me. All right, this is what the oracle showed me. And Caleb was amazed. Fantastic. Wow, is this really the case? Do we really have lots and lots of opportunities? 2025 is looking great. He was amazed. The opportunities were numerous, but he wanted to know what skills were needed to get into these roles. What skills were needed to get into this role? So he asked the older man, was like, oh, thank you very much. Let's say he called her the Great. All right, let's say he called her the Great. So he was like, thank you very much, the Great. I've heard so much about you. You've gone ahead to find all of these things out for me. But I would also like to know what skills would I need to know, would I need to get to be able to transition into any one of these career paths? Maybe we could even have a maybe we could maybe we could even have a like a recital maybe before he asks the lady for anything, he goes like, "Oh, the great, I'm here again, and this is what I need." You know, most times in Tales by Moonlight, there's usually a song. There's usually a song. So Caleb also has a song, but I don't want to go singing the song right now. Maybe we do that another time. So Caleb has a song. In Tales by Moonlight, there's usually a song you sing when you want to ask for something. All right, there's this song that uh I'm trying to think of an old song now, but there's usually this song you sing when you want to ask for something in any one of these Tales by Moonlight. There's this song. I don't know what's the deal with songs, but yeah, there's this song. So Caleb also has his. So he went ahead to sing the song and was like, "Oh, please, all of those things, right? And what are the skills I need to get into this role?" So Caleb had to sing the song 3 times before the old lady went ahead to do another research. So he sang the song the first time, sang the song the second time, and sang the song the third time. So you need to sing the song 3 times before your request is granted. Okay, so Caleb went ahead to sing the songs. I was like, okay, this is the case. This is what I want. And then she went back to find out what are the skills most in the most in demand skills for data analyst. All of the jobs that she scraped, she took a look at them. What were the recurring skills that, oh, this is your qualifications, required qualifications. Oh, you need this, you need that, you need this to be able to get into this role. The most popular skills: Excel, Power BI, SQL, Tableau. Then for some job boards went ahead to say analytical skills, and then data visualization, and then Python. Python did not occur most of the time, was very, very small, because as a data analyst, you don't need Python to get a job. But the skills that we needed: Excel, Power BI, SQL or SQL, Tableau, then analytical skills, being able to visualize data. That was what for the data analyst. But what about the business analyst? For the business analyst, she noticed that Excel was also needed. Being able to manage stakeholder management was a part of the skills that were listed for you to be able to apply for those roles. And then being able to negotiation skills, requirements fundamentals, being able to gather requirements from stakeholders, user stories, elicitation, SQL, process mapping, Power BI, interpersonal skills, user acceptance testing, and also the BROD, which is known as the business requirement document. These were the skills needed for what? For you to be a data analyst or for you to be a business analyst. And she also went a step further to show Caleb what the average salary is like. She made mention, she ensured that Caleb understood that these figures are averages. They are average figures, the median income, and that it was possible for Caleb to earn more than this, and also for him to earn slightly below this. And then what did she find out? She found out that in the data analytics, for instance, in the UK, the average pay was £40,000 per year. In Canada, it was $64,000. That's Canadian dollars now. And in the US, 72,000 US dollars. For business analysis, in the UK, it was £52,000. Canada, it was 74,000 Canadian dollars. And in the US, $85,000. Since we're already looking juicy for Caleb. And something else that Caleb noticed was that, or rather, something else that Caleb was told, was that the job descriptions in the data set, that's the data that was scraped, the job descriptions did not mention certifications for either data analyst or business analyst. And this is something that we can also try. Maybe we might be wondering at this point, this lady is the oracle she uses, it's probably not correct. I'm pretty sure you need some sort of certification. If you're in the UK, for instance, you can go on, let's say, read.co.uk and search for data analyst roles or business analyst roles and check the requirements. It's good. It's highly unlikely you would see that you require some sort of certification. If you take a look at 10 roles and you see the certifications, it's not going to be more than 2. So that was the situation. Caleb was impressed. Caleb back home, on his way home. So you can see Caleb has left the village and Caleb is moving back to the city. He has left the yeah, so Caleb is going back to the city. Okay, and then he has left the country and of course he's going back to the city. And what did we find out? All right, while he was moving, while he was going back home, he was thinking. He thought about everything she had said, but why would they be successful? Okay, yeah, so I need the skills. All right, I do need a certification to be able to get a role. And these are the skills I need to be able to get a role. This is what the average salary is like, which is fantastic, which is nice. But why would I get the job? There's really no guarantee now that I will be able to make the switch. If I do decide to embark on this journey, why would I be successful? After all, I'm not the only one looking to get a job. Caleb thought, yeah, I even know a friend. I know John. You know, I and John were speaking last year, 2024 now. And John told me he learned how to work with Excel, how to work with Power BI. But till now, John does not have a job in tech. So why would I succeed? Why? These were questions that plagued the mind of Caleb. So Caleb came across a publication. When Caleb saw all of those things, he went back to like do his own research. And what did Caleb find out? Caleb found that number one, everything the old lady said, the oracle now, everything she said was what? Was correct. Because he came across a report called The Future of Jobs, the Future of Job Reports. And this report is produced by the World Economic Forum. And there was a report that they put the latest report was released a couple of weeks ago. That's in 2025, in January. And the report contained the jobs that would increase in demand in terms of opportunities and those that will decrease in demand in terms of opportunities. So the roles by the right, the roles by the left, sorry, are those that would what? Are those that would increase. The rows by the right are those that would increase, and those by the left are those that would decrease. And what did they find out? On the left side of things, there are roles like data analyst and scientist, which of course is a data analyst role. And of course, you also have the what? The process automation specialist, which of course is a business analyst role as well. So these were people that have gone ahead. These are people that make the world decisions because the World Economic Forum consists of the CEOs of the Fortune 500 companies, people that determine the global economics. They'll talk about the roles that are going to be in high demand, those that would no longer be in demand due to changing technology and things like that. And they found that data analysts and scientists, they're going to be in very high demand, and also the business analysts as well. So that means that if Caleb does decide to go this route, he would be making the right choice. And also, Caleb came across different people. Caleb came across Analytics and got to learn that Analytics actually does help people in making this transition. And he saw that there are so many people that were previously in this position, whereby they were looking to make a switch, and they always thought, would it be possible? They were previously in this current position, thinking, should I make the switch? Doubting themselves if it will really be possible. And that they were actually able to make that switch. Taking a look at the phrase, it always seems impossible until it is done. That's something that we say a whole lot at Analytics. And it saw that there are so many people who've been able to help. So many people that we've been able to help transition, from those that transition from working in care to getting a job as a customer service analyst or as a benefits analyst. So many people that we've been able to help. From Ikmat, that was a full-time stay-at-home mom, and then when she moved to the UK for a master's, all right, and then she was a stay-at-home mom for about 2 years, having to take care of her kids, and she reached out to us that she would like to transition to become a data analyst, and that she didn't have experience, all of those kind of things. And we were able to help Ikmat. We guided her on everything she needed to do. When it was time for our interview, we prepped her, and she secured a job as a data analyst with the NHS, and this came with a full visa sponsorship. Also, Ramat, that we helped in getting a job as a customer rep in the customer success rep. She was a customer success rep, right? And after joining our business analysis program, we helped her get a job as a business architect with the NHS with full visa sponsorship. Tony as well, that got a job as a benefits analyst with the NHS with full visa sponsorship. This is just in the UK. And others that we've been able to help over in Canada, in the US. These are people reaching out to us, asking for telling us, oh, how we're able to help them transition to getting that job. All right. For example, Ungozi, how we're able to help Ungozi transition into getting a job as into getting a job as a business analyst in the UK, working remotely from others' field. From Lois, how we're able to help Lois land the job as a project manager after completing the business analysis program, and also Oluwadamilare as well joined the data analytics program and was able to get a job as a sustainability analyst. So many people. Busola that would help get a job as a performance analyst in Desjardins, Canada, after completing a data analytics program. This was when Busola reached out to us, asking for a reference, that we should provide her with a reference that she got the job. And also Abigail, that would help transition from being a care worker, all right, in Canada, to being a business analyst working with the government of Alberta in Canada. And so many people, Fola, that would help transition to getting a job with the government of BC in Canada as well. And also Benem, that joined the HR analytics program and he got a job as an HR analyst in the US. So many people. Bukola that we helped land a job as a people data scientist in Poland. So many people. Caleb even came across different sessions that we've hosted that brought those people in. Then when they got to talk about how we were able to help them transition to eventually land a job. So Caleb knows that, oh yeah, there are people that have previously been in my situation and that they were eventually able to transition. And that is something that I will be able to do as well. It seems the old lady was right. So many people have been able to help. And Caleb also saw that, okay, so Analytics, they are very successful in this regard. They have been helping so many people transition. Over 2,500 people, they've been helping them transition to get that job in tech. And also, they're looking at ways to upscale, wanting to help over more people in the Black community, continuing to land their dream tech jobs, helping them to land their dream tech jobs a whole lot faster. Hence the reason why they were accepted into the Alberta Catalyzer program, where they're looking at ways to upscale the business to reach a whole lot more people, just like Caleb. And also that they were registered, that they were accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. Okay, showing that, okay, these guys actually, they are the real deal. Because for them to be accredited, it means their training curriculum is up to date, they are fantastic facilitators, and of course, they are delivering on everything that they said they would. Fantastic. Caleb was excited. Caleb was ready to take the leap. Caleb saw that everything has been put in place for him to be able to transition, and that all he needed to do was to learn the skills within analytics, and that it would be put in the right place for him to eventually be able to transition. Fantastic, right? So that was the story of Caleb. And then Caleb went ahead to register. Caleb went ahead to learn the skills, and Caleb was eventually able to transition. But then, so many of us on the call, we've seen the story, we've heard the story of Caleb, and in some ways, we've seen the story of Caleb. From how Caleb had to go meet the old lady in the village, while the old lady put Caleb through everything that the data says on how she analyzed the jobs on LinkedIn, went ahead to web scrape, and what the data says, or what the data said. Yeah, what the data said, what the data says, and what the data would say. But we have to understand, who really is a data analyst? What does it mean to be a data analyst? A data analyst is a professional that focuses on two main areas of analytics: answering questions, what happened, and why did this happen? A data analyst answers the question, what happened, which focuses on what? On descriptive analytics. What does descriptive analytics mean? Descriptive analytics is you being able to describe, this is how much we made last year, this is the profit we had, these are the number of customers we had, this was the most popular product. You being able to take a look at historical data and tell, this is what happened. And the data analyst also answers the question, why did it happen? Now, taking a look at, okay, so we made $5 million last year in profit. Why? Was that above our projections? Oh, we did very well as a business. We made $5 million in profit. Why did we do that? What was the pattern? What was the trend? So that we can replicate. The data analyst speaks with data. The data analyst is what I personally love to call the data translator. Being able to translate all of this, because if I was to ask you, let's say I ask you a question, I want you to take a look at this and tell me the number of the most popular destination, all right, from the destination tab. I want you to tell me the most popular destination. You'll probably not be able to tell me that. If I ask you what's the most popular type of activity, you would not be able to tell me. But the data analyst will go speak with the data, communicate with the data. The data would go ahead to whisper things to the data analyst. The data analyst listens to all of these things and whispers back to the data. Being able to get the insights, being able to answer the questions needed using the data. The data analyst would then convert this data into what? Something that other people would understand. It's just like, let's say, you speak French, and then someone else speaks English. The person that speaks English does not speak French, but you speak French and English. You can serve as a translator. This is what the person said. This is what you should do. So in that case, the data analyst is now the translator. They speak the language of data. And after listening to the data and communicating with the data, they interpret the data into what? Into a dashboard. Visualize the data, something that other people would understand. Just like you converting English, translating English to what? To French, or translating French to English. Your powerful, sir. All right. So that is the situation. Taking a look at this, it's very easy for you to now tell. If I ask, oh, what's the most popular kind of activity? Oh, yeah, it's the individual activity with 54%. What's the most popular holiday? People love to go on holidays with who? Or most people love to travel with family. What was the month where we had the total respondents? It was what? In December. The data now makes sense. Data analysts are very high in demand, as we've seen from Caleb's story. And that is due to the fact that every organization works with data now. Every company works with data. Every organization is looking to bring in a data analyst because no one cares about opinions anymore. Before any company makes a major decision, they go ahead to consult data. Over 90% of currently available data was generated only in the past 5 years. That's to tell you the frequency at which we generate data. And now the data is being utilized, the data is being analyzed, the data is being used to make crucial business decisions. And for you to be a data analyst, we already know from the analysis that was carried out by the old lady, we know that skills that you need, your Excel, you need to know how to use Excel, you need to know how to use your SQL, your Power BI, your Tableau, being able to tell stories with data, being able to solve problems. Problem solving, not your mundane problem solving, like, oh, can you solve problems? Oh, yes, I can solve problems. I'm the best problem solver ever. Last year, I solved 5 problems. I've in my life, every day I solve problems. I am the problem solver. My friends call me when they have problems, and I help them solve the problems. That's not the kind of problem we're talking about. But actual problem solving skills, understanding the different problem solving frameworks and methodologies, like the Cribs framework, the 5 whys, the Pareto principle, the decision tree, each and every one of those things. So you need to understand those things for you to be a great data analyst. Because a data analyst that cannot solve problems is not a data analyst. A data analyst that cannot solve problems is a dashboard builder. That's just what it is. No offense, but you're a dashboard builder. You're not a data analyst. Because you're not just going ahead to analyze data for the sake of analyzing. You are going ahead to analyze data to be able to solve business problems, to be able to provide insights to the organizations that this is what I think you should do. That is what I think you should do. And how do you learn? You have classes on Saturdays. All right. On Saturdays, classes, 2 sections. So it doesn't matter if you're in the if you're in North America or if you're in Europe or Africa, you have a section for you. So with the morning classes being 11 to what? 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, which will be about 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. UK's time due to daylight savings. And also for those in North America, that's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And the learning timeline, you get to learn for 6 months with 2 different plans. So you get to decide, okay, I would like to go with the 8-month plan. I would like to go with the 12-month plan. What's the difference? The 8-month plan have been you learning for 6 months. So you get to spend 6 months learning in class, and then you get to intern for 2 months. And then for the 12-month plan, you get to have a 6 months learning in class while you intern for 6 months. But why would you go for A or why would you go for B? What's the difference between A and B? Something that we all know is that for you to get a job now, you do need to have experience. I'm not going to come here spitting fables. I'm not going to come here trying to give you a unicorn, because we all know that unicorns don't exist, except maybe you have a daughter and your daughter tells you I want a unicorn as a pet. Well, yeah, we know to kids unicorn exist. It's something that we've not yet told them, but yeah. All right, but what's a unicorn? A unicorn is a horse that has a horn. And does it exist? No, it doesn't. When you go out there to apply for jobs, we all know that you need some sort of experience. You see things like, oh, you need to have 2 years experience, you need to have 4 years experience, 5 years experience, 10 years experience. I don't think there's any such thing as an entry-level role. I don't believe in entry-level roles. Entry-level role means that you just been told you don't need the experience. When you go check for jobs, there's usually an experience section. So then you might be wondering, how do you get experience? All right. How do you get experience? If you are not, how do you get experience? If for you to get a job, you need the experience. All right. You need the experience to get a job. And for you to get experience, you need the job. So how then do you go around that? How then do you get a job? That is where your 6 months internship comes in, where you get to intern some more, you get to intern, and then you get to work on more projects. And then, of course, you get to work on more projects with other organizations. So you have that experience. And of course, so when a reference is needed, a reference will be provided. So you're coming from a place of experience and not from a place of, oh, I just learned. While the 8 months program is for someone that has, okay, maybe you have some experience in your belt already. But yeah, those are the two plans. But moving on, who is a business analyst? Who is a business analyst? Just give me a moment. Okay, so who is a business analyst? We'll take a look at that. A business analyst. And guys, I want you to take a look at this. Did you notice? Okay, I'll tell you later on. There's something in this. There's something about this particular scene that's playing in the background that I'll point out later on. All right, this scene, I don't know if you guys would notice it, but there's something in this scene. I'll point out later on. But moving on, who is a business analyst? A business analyst is a professional who analyzes organization processes, systems, and stakeholders to identify improvements, solutions, and business challenges. A business analyst is a middleman between the technical stakeholders and the non-technical stakeholders. A business analyst is that person that will take an organization from point A to point Z. A business analyst is that professional that would organize the way the company does it and find ways that things can even be better.
Now, if the table is already created, what do you expect if I execute this one more time? And if you're trying to create a duplicate table,
I think someone's
SQL will not allow that.
Mic is unmuted. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Moving on. So that's what a business analyst does. Takes your business from point A to point Z. Let's take a look at a scenario. Let's say you have a business, right? And your business, you make deliveries. Customers can make an order and you deliver these items to their doorstep. And currently, it takes 3 days for your item to be delivered. And due to that reason, you are having less and less customers because there are other people that they can order from and they get their item delivered to them same day delivery. The business analyst would come in and map out your current state. Your current state means your current process. How are you doing things at the moment? Oh, at the moment, before we make an order, the first thing is that the customer has to make a phone call, making an order, and then the staff has to manually write down the order, and then checks if the order is available, and if the staff has to go print out the order details, and then check if the item is in store, picks the item, has to call. That's a whole lot of things done from point A to point Z. Point A being when the customer makes an order, to point Z being when the customer gets when the order gets delivered to the customer. At the moment, this takes what? This takes 3 days. This takes what? 3 days. Okay. All right. At the moment, this takes 3 days. The business analyst would now take a look at this entire process, and find ways that we can what optimize things by saying, oh, instead of having customers make an order by calling, why don't we have an order management system online? Why don't we have customers ordering online? So we have a system that automatically updates the inventory while automatically generating the order details and sending messages to the staff, to the courier at the same time, that they should go pick up the item. So the item is delivered to the customer on time. And then this entire process would take what? 5 hours. This is what a business analyst does. This is one of the things a business analyst will do. This right here will be carried out using tools such as your Lucid Chart or your Draw.io in mapping out the processes, but working with your swim lane diagram or your standard flow chart. A business analyst is that person that would gather requirements from the stakeholder that, oh, we are looking to work on this project. We are looking to build a new application. What should the application contain? That's what we talk about, your requirements gathering, your elicitation. And we get all of these requirements and present to the non-technical stakeholders. The non-technical stakeholders in this case being those that are actually building the project. For example, the designer, the web developer, the data analyst. So they get all of these requirements, convert them to acceptance criteria for the technical stakeholder to work with. For you to be a business analyst, you first of all need to understand Excel, Power BI, and SQL, because nowadays, many organizations want business analysts that have a flavor of data analytics. You don't have to have an in-depth knowledge of data analytics, but just be able to carry out some data analytics functions, or like I love to say, having a flavor of data analytics. And then you need to understand process mapping, how to map out organization processes, your project initiation planning. That's how you come up with your PROD and your BROD. And then your Agile and Scrum for projects, because as a business analyst, you'll be working in Agile teams. You'll be working in Agile teams, so you need to understand the Agile framework, your SDLC, your requirement fundamentals, elicitation, stakeholder analysis and engagement, and also ChatGPT for business analysis. The class structure similar to the data analytics, where you have classes on Saturdays, in the mornings, and in the evenings. And then, of course, you also have the self-paced watch me do it videos. The timeline, the learning timeline, 6 months, 8 months, and the 12 months. Again, for my experience, you go with the 12 months, so you have enough experience under your belt to be able to apply. So when you're asked to talk about your experience, you have great things to talk about. And then the 8 months section being for, okay, so you have some experience and you're good to go. So you just want to learn the skills. And the great thing is that during the internship, so you'll be interning with what? You'll be interning with Amdari. So during your internship, the 6 months of learning, you get to learn with analytics for the 6 months. And then during your internship, you get to intern with what? With Amdari. So that means that when you need a reference letter, you can either get a reference from Analytics or you can get a reference from Amdari, because these 2 companies would be on your CV as places you've worked in. I don't think it gets more amazing than that. But for you to really get a job, there's something you need, because yeah, I've talked about the fact that we've been able to help so many people, but you might be wondering, why? Why have we been able to help so many people? Because at the end of the day, you probably know someone that claims to have the skills necessary to be able to land a job, but they don't have the job. They're yet to get a job in tech. So what's the difference between you joining analytics and others? The reason why we are so much successful is because we know what works. For you to get a job, it's not just about only having the technical skills. You also need to have the other 50%, which is what? Which is the employability skills. The technical skills plus the employability skills is what would end up landing you the job. T plus E will get you the job. That is why we are also focused on other areas. For example, your CV review. Your CV is the first, is the gateway to you getting a job, really. Your CV needs to be great. Your CV needs to pass through two major roadblocks. Roadblock being number one being the ATS. Your CV needs to be ATS worthy. And number two being that when your CV eventually gets to the recruiter, that the recruiter takes a look at your CV, knows you are the one for the job, and goes ahead to schedule an interview with you. Many people go ahead to apply for jobs that they really did not apply to, like I always say. You apply to a job, and then at the end of the day, the CV you sent in, the ATS does not even present your CV to the to the recruiters. So at the end of the day, the people that are being considered for the role, you're not even a part of them. The recruiter does not even know you exist. The recruiter did not even see you to reject you. You were rejected by the ATS. You did never even had a chance even from the very get-go. It might seem a bit harsh, but that is the situation of things. So you need to know how to properly craft your CV using the job description. And all of this will be shown to you so you, of course, start getting interviews. Because your CV is just a piece of paper. In this case, digital paper that contains things about you, your experience. It does not contain it does not contain your picture, or maybe say, oh, the recruiter does not like me. No, it's just a bunch of words, meaning that there's a way your CV needs to be structured that would determine if you get that interview or not. Because at the end of the day, it's not like you are speaking and maybe the recruiter did not like how you spoke, or there's something about you the recruiter did not like. It's all on the CV. LinkedIn optimization is something to go through to understand how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, because LinkedIn is a great thing. LinkedIn is now open up an integral part of the job application process, and that is why it is advisable that when you are looking that when you're applying to jobs that it's advisable you also have your LinkedIn profile attached to your CV. That's your LinkedIn profile link, because recruiters will go on your profile to check if you are really who you say you are. Recruiters would go on your LinkedIn, even sometimes when you've not applied for jobs, to know if you are qualified for a job. And if you are qualified, they send you an email telling you to apply for a certain job. That's called headhunting. That would only happen if you have a great LinkedIn profile. Upwork is a constant. You are interested in Upwork, on freelancing, you want to know how to succeed in Upwork, the Upwork optimization session will take you through everything that you need to know to be a successful freelancer on Upwork. Navigating the job market. Navigating the job market is a session where recruiters, for example, let's say you just moved to a new country, you don't understand what the job market is like, you don't understand how to navigate the job market, when to apply to jobs, how to apply to jobs, all of those kind of things. The Navigating the Job Market would host recruiters from these countries that would come in and tell you what you need to do to better position yourself in the market to ensure that you do land that job. They will tell you what they look out for in candidates. And of course, the job and interview prep. The first, second, third, and fourth is meant to ensure that you want to get an interview. But when you get an interview, it doesn't just end there. We also prep you for the interview, because you can go ahead to schedule a one-on-one interview prep session where you have a conversation with a professional that will take you through everything you need to know, from how to talk about your experience, from how to talk about yourself, talking about negotiation when it comes to technical interviews, how to go about the questions that you'll be asked, how to prep you for the technical interview, take a look at maybe the case study with you to ensure that at the end of the day, you do land that job. Because our goal is not just you getting that internship, our goal is you landing that job. And when you need a reference, you are sure of getting a reference. And the great thing right now is that you can either get a reference from Tenalytics, or you can get a reference from Amdari, because during your internship, you'll be interning with the company called Amdari. And so it's very great, really. Okay, very fantastic. And also, moving on to level 2, we have the weekly mentorship session. Week in, week out, you are mentored. Mentorship is one very, very huge thing that we all know and we all strive to have, because I received so many emails, people saying, "Oh, ICC, please, can you mentor me? Can you do this on social media?" and things like that. And I understand the reason why, because mentorship is very important. You want people that have been able to succeed where you're looking to succeed, that have gone through everything, that will tell you that this is what they did that helped them to succeed. So you get to do those things and so you succeed as well. That's why every week you get to speak with these industry leaders that will take you through all of those things, new ways for you to apply to jobs, things that you might have been doing wrongly, and how you can correct those things to better position yourself in the market. Because again, there are lots and lots of jobs. It's all about you positioning yourself and you positioning yourself and you eventually applying the right way and getting the job. And on the job support, so you've been given a task that is not so clear. You've been given a task that's not so clear. You don't know how to go about it. You can always reach out to us and we provide on the job support to you. We'll tell you what you need to do, give you guidance, so you go back to work and so you do amazingly well. All of those things are meant to provide you with that other 50%. And of course, the Analytics LMS, which you'll be working with. Once you register, you're going to be onboarded on the Analytics LMS, where you get access to the self-paced Watch Me Do It videos. All right, where you get access to the self-paced Watch Me Do It videos. And I would show you what the LMS looks like. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. I'll show it to you before we end the session. All right, where you get access to those Watch Me Do It videos, because we have an hybrid approach. We have an hybrid approach where you get to learn in class and also learn with those videos. So you get to watch those videos, have an understanding of what is being taught, get to work on new case studies, and then during class, you work on additional projects with your facilitator, building on what you learned in the videos, where you get to ask questions, just like we are having a live interaction right now. You ask questions, your questions are answered, you work on additional case studies, you gain more experience. Is what we love to call experiential learning, because the case studies you'll be working on are industry relevant case studies, problems that the facilitators have worked on in their career. They bring this problem from their workplace, okay, from the workplace. They bring it over to class, change a thing or two about the data, like the name of the company, maybe a column or two of the data set, due to data privacy reasons, and then you get to work on that exact same problem. So you're already having an experience of what it would mean to function as a data analyst or function as a business analyst when you eventually do get that job. All right, and for you to be a part of the program, because our next course begins the 8th of February, on the 8th of February, all right, just a couple of weeks from now. And for you to be a part of that, all you need to do is register. We have 2 plans. We have the 8-month plan and the 12-month plan. Like I said, the 8-month plan is 6 months of learning, 2 months of internship. Great for when you're not looking to gain more experience for your CV. The 12-month plan is perfect for when you're looking to build experience, so you come from a place of experience and not from a place of learning when you're applying to jobs. All right, so 12-month plan, 6 months of learning, and another 6 months of internship. The 8-month plan is $900. That's what it goes with, for. And the 12-month plan is $1,200. But at the moment, we are currently running a discount for the first 20 persons to register for each program, a 20% discount, all right? And so for the 8-month plan, if you do qualify for the discount, I repeat, if you do qualify for the discount, you get to pay $750 instead for the 8-month plan. And then for the 12-month plan, you get to pay $1,000 instead. And you can also break all of these things down in installments. For the 8-month plan, you can pay $150 per month for 5 months. All right. And for the 12-month plan, you can pay $125 per month for 8 months. And something else, if you do decide to pay a single installment instead of breaking it down into several installments, you also get an extra $50 less discount. So let's say you qualify for the discount and you qualify for the discount to pay $750. And when you decide to make payment, you decide, okay, you know what? I want to make my payments in a single swoop. So I just want to make a one-time payment. You get to pay $700 instead. of $750. And then for the 12-month program, instead of you paying $1,000 for the discount, if you qualify for the discount, you get to pay $950 instead. That's if you want to pay a single installment, a single swoop. But if you're not looking to do that, so you can break it down into different installments. 8-month plan, $850 per month for 5 months, and the 12-month plan, $825 per month for 8 months. So my colleague has been sending, I believe my colleague has been sending the payment details to the chat box. All right. Yeah, so not yet, it has not been sent, but it's going to be sent very soon. So once you get access to the link, so once you click on that link, it's going to bring you over to the Analytics enrollment page. All right, so this is what the Analytics enrollment page looks like. So it's going to bring you over here. And once it does, the Analytics enrollment setting. And once you come over here, you can go ahead to make payments. So if you scroll down, you notice that you have chat with Analytics for when you're having issues and you need assistance. And then you can get access to our program brochures over here. You'd see so the discount is still running, as you can see. And scrolling down the bit, you get to see the different programs. So let's say you're looking to register for business analysis, for instance. You come over to business analysis and then you select the program. Do you want to you get to select the plan? Sorry, are you looking to go with the 8-month plan, or are you looking to go with the 12-month plan? If you say, all right, I want to go register for the 12-month plan to get that extra 6 months of experience under my belt, you just come over here and you click on 12 months for business analysis. All right, so you click on 12 months for business analysis, and then all right, and then it's gonna load up, and then you see you have what if you, like I said, if you are looking to make a single payment, so you want to make a one-time payment, you get to pay $50 less. At the moment, we have 15 seats available for the business analysis program. Remember, the discount only goes to the first 20 people. So once this number is up, this amount is going to go back to the original amount. All right, but at the moment, if you pay the single installment, if you pay once, you pay $50 less, including the 20% off you'll be getting, which would have made you pay $8,000. You then pay $50 less, pay $950. But then, if that's not what the route you want to take, there are other plans you can go with. You can go with the plan for $125 per month, the plan for $250 per month. So you can break this down in any number you see fit. So once you select the plan you're looking to go for, you click on secure your seat. So by clicking on secure your seat, you get to click on the review payment structures. So just give me a moment. Okay, so over here, you'd see the reason why it's just one is because I'm looking to make the single payment. But let's say I want to break this down into 8 monthly payments, and I select the 8 installment. You notice I have different dates for when I'll need to make the other payment. So once I make payments today, my next payment will come in on the 22nd of February. The third will come in on the 22nd of March, and so on and so forth. So I click on secure your seat, and then I click on proceed to pay, where I get to insert my details, my name, my email address, my phone number, and click on pay for product. So as soon as I click on pay for product, what would happen? I get I get a pop-up asking for my details. So I insert my details, I enter my card details, and I get to make payment. After making payment, you'd also be sent a receipt. A receipt will be sent to you via email. The receipt would also contain a link telling you to click on the link to complete your registration. That is the same link that you find over here. So you can also come here to upload your receipt. So once you click on this, you upload your receipt, you fill in the form, and then you click on submit. You then get an email from us that contains everything you need to know, confirming your payment, and also containing your welcome kit, everything you need to be a part of the new cohort, which is in February. So I was talking about the Analytics LMS, right? So this is what it looks like. So as soon as you make payments, you're gonna be onboarded on the Analytics LMS. So this is Analytics website. So a dashboard will be created for you. You get to sign up. So once you make payment, all of this will be done for you. Okay. Yeah. And over here, you'd see you have the different programs. So you can see your streak count. There are so many features at this point. So you have an AI trainer. So this is my AI colleague, Oluko. All right. So you can ask Oluko any question you want, really. Okay. But yeah, you have so you have the badges. So you have the badges, and you also have the leaderboard in here that makes learning competitive and fun. So you get to see how you fare with your colleagues. Just to make learning more fun, you have the badges that you earn and that you can share on social media. As soon as you complete an assessment, you get to earn a badge that you can share on social media. So you are building in public, so people get to know that, oh, you can actually do this, you can actually do that, and then they reach out to you to get you on on tax and things like that. And yeah, so over here you come over to the program. So let's say you register for the data analytics program. You come over to data analytics, you click on continue learning, and by the side we notice there are a bunch of videos that you get to watch for different weeks. All right, so we begin with for this you have the introduction, the installations, all of the tools you need to install, your problem solving, and then moving to week one. Moving to week one, you have your Excel for analytics. Your Excel for analytics. So you begin with your Excel for analytics, your module one. So you have the different videos, and then you have your module two, your different videos that you get to watch, your Excel, then of course your module two. So you watch all of these videos, and you're not just watching. Okay, you are not just watching, you are watching and practicing alongside. That's why you have the course materials in here that you get to download. And as soon as you are done, you get to take an assessment and quiz where you pass that, you get to have a badge, get to earn a badge. So this is the situation for every week. So you have different weeks. This is week two. So okay, so this is this Excel. And you've been taken through Excel by Femina. Femina is a fantastic professional, the co-founder of Analytics, and you get to practice alongside. Okay, so you get to listen. It's not just watch, but it is watch and do, really. All right, so that is the situation. So you get access to these, you get to watch the videos, you learn using the videos, and then you come to class, and then you also work on more projects with a facilitator that's working on real life case studies now, having a live interaction with your facilitators. So that's the situation. And like I said, you ensure you register as quickly as possible, because the discount is only for the first 20 persons to register. All right, only for the first 20 persons to register. So you want to ensure you do that as quickly as possible. All right, so you want to do that, you want to ensure that you do that as quickly as possible. Again, discounts only for the first 20 people. There are so many people that have been able to help transition. Ensure you fill the form so you get access to the slides, so you also get access to the story as well. Okay, and yeah, so that will be it. I hope you had a great time, everyone. I hope you had a great time. I hope you had a nice time. I hope you enjoyed the story of Caleb. Where we will title we title the story Caleb and his journey, or Caleb and the old woman. We call the story Caleb and the old woman. I think we should go with that. Or the journey of destiny. Caleb, the man of myth and legends. All right, so thank you very much,
Tyro. So, Tyro, I want to ask one question, please. So, I don't know if I'm permitted.
So Tyro, Tyro actually, Tyro enjoyed the story, fantastic. So I will take questions, okay? I will take questions. So if you have questions, I will try to take some questions. I might not be able to take every question, but then that's the reason why you can go ahead to schedule a one-on-one session. That's to book a clarity call where you get to have a one-on-one session. You get to ask your questions, and then your questions will be answered. So we have clarity sessions every day. They are strictly Q&A sessions where you get to ask those questions. Okay, so Ruma is asking, how did I get the data from LinkedIn? Okay, so there are different scraping tools that you use. Yeah, thank you very much, Ruma. There are different scraping tools that you use. If you are familiar with data engineering, you can scrape with data engineering with Python, although that might be a bit tricky because LinkedIn is still quite protective of their data. But if you're not familiar with data engineering or web scraping, you can work with tools. There are tools out there. There are tools such as your Taxu AU, all right, your Tax AU. There's a tool called Tax AU. There's so many web scraping tools that you can actually use in scraping these data from LinkedIn. You can also work with the LinkedIn API. So if you are a LinkedIn partner, for you to get access to the LinkedIn API, you need to be a LinkedIn partner. And once you're a LinkedIn partner, they give you access to the API. And with the API, you can easily scrape, you get the data you need. And of course, you can go ahead to analyze Rume. Oh, purely data analytics for now. Okay. Okay. So Siri is asking, I need to book a session to discuss my registration. All right, Siri, no problem, no problem. Just reach out to you. So I'm pretty sure one of my colleagues would send the link for you to book a clarity session to the group chat, to the chat box right now. If not, just reach out to any of the admins in the community. Reach out to them that you'd like to schedule a clarity session, and you'll be provided with the link to book a clarity session so you get to ask your questions, Rume. All right. Any other question? Any other question? Again, I believe we had a great time. I believe we enjoyed the story. I think I only got a response from okay, now I can see so many links. Like I can't find the name anymore. I got a response from just one person earlier. Oh yes, that was from Tyro. All right, that was from Tyro. So I hope we enjoyed the story. Again, if you need access to the slides, so please ensure please ensure you fill the attendance form. Okay, very, very important to get access to the slides. All right, very, very important. So that will be it for now. Ernest needs access to the clarity session. So please, the link should be provided to Ernest. The link will also be sent to, so the link has just been sent by my colleague. So if you take a look at the chat box, Ernest, you'd see, if you take a look at the, on the chat box, you'd see the link that you can use. All right. So remember, asking, can I please spell the name of the app you mentioned for scraping? So Tax, T-A-X, I believe it's Tax, or is it TAC? It's either T-A-X-A-U space A-U, T-A-X space A-U, or T-A-K space E-A-U, one of them. So that's just one of it. Although for Tax AU, you need, most of them, you need a subscription anyways. You can check out Tax AU, Rume. You can work with that. You have a trial period of about, I think, 2 days or 3 days, thereabouts, for you to scrape from LinkedIn and from other places. So yeah, that is the situation. And thank you everyone for joining this call today. I'm glad we had a great time. For one, I had a great time. So please, as soon as we end this session, I'm no longer grandpa. So yeah, my name is Aisha Bolaho, and I'll see you some other time, guys. Have a great day. Cheers. Ensure you register as quickly as possible. The discounts is only for the first 20 persons. Bye, everyone.